Pop it, beautiful people. Welcome to the Mrs. Best Reviews channel. My voice is almost back, and I'm very happy about that. Welcome to the channel, you guys. James will be joining in just a moment, or I believe in like the next couple of minutes, maybe the next 5 or 10 minutes. He did text me. But we are here to go over 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days. This is season 8, episode 12. It was titled Final Boarding. My God. All of the things that happened on this episode stressed me out in every single direction and possible way that a person could be stressed out. There was just a lot between Lisa's pooping and the delusions of the others. Child, I just don't know. It was genuinely a lot. But I do appreciate everybody for being here, you guys. James will be joining in just a moment. But in the meantime, see the links in the description of this video. There are links to James's channel, Kiwan JTV's channel, as well as a bunch of other great creators that I do hope to collaborate with one day. We're also going to encourage everybody to subscribe to Also Best channel if you are interested. I've had some DMs. Yes, I did do a song with my husband. If you want to hear the song, it's on his YouTube for free. So I encourage everybody to check it out. Leave a comment, share your opinion, and welcome in Shani. I'm happy to see you. But let's get into this episode. We are going to actually start with Rick and Trisha, because I feel like with Rick and Trisha, the least amount of stuff went down this episode. With them and with everybody else, it's a lot to talk about. So Rick and Trisha, we haven't seen them in like 4 episodes. They were on a major hiatus or whatever it is you want to call it. But he finally came clean to her about cheating on her, which I'm kind of pissed off with how Rick moves. He moves really grimy, like especially for a 52-year-old man. I can understand why he is 52, divorced, and has all these baby mamas, when he should be preparing to retire and things of that nature. But Rick just moves like a F-boy. He does. I don't like him. He's nasty looking to me, so I don't see what Trish even saw in him. He just irks I just want to throw something at him. I really do. He irks me. But he finally admits to cheating, which I feel like Trisha should have been caught on to the fact that Rick was probably cheating. Because a person that's constantly accusing you of cheating when you're always with them and have done nothing to really show that you're cheating, to me, that's like a guilty, like a way to show guilt in some way. Like, you're accusing me of this because that's what you're doing. And I feel like Trisha should have caught that, but she's only 25. She's really young. So I also kind of feel like he took advantage of her youth and the lack of discernment and the confidence that she would have in her women's intuition. Like, that's how I feel. But Trisha's pretty upset. She don't want him to touch her. She don't want to deal with him. She don't want to go through any of it. And honestly, I cannot blame her. Now, we know in real time, I believe they're not together. Trisha can do a lot better than Rick. But he claims he cares about her. He does the baby, please, baby, please. He's trying to get her to forgive him. And I don't understand why people who cheat do this. You cheat on your partner, and then you try to manipulate and argue her down and make her feel like she's the problem when really your impulses are the problem. And then you expect her to just forgive you. Oh, I'm going to work at it. It don't work that way. Certain things you do to people are unforgivable, and cheating is one of them. And if you do end up being able to keep your spouse, they'll never forget about it. Like, and you can't get mad at nobody but yourself if you are the person who cheated. I don't understand that. Like, you did something you knew was wrong. And with Rick, it wasn't even like I went to the strip club and I met a baddie and I fell for her. I was seduced. It was a one-night thing. Like, with Rick, it was like you booked the plane ticket, paid for a visa, paid a tourist tax, flew 30 hours to Colombia, rented a room, and then played house with the bitch for a week. That's different than just sleeping with her. If I was Trish, I would have preferred if he would have been like, yeah, I slept with this bitch down the street or something. I would have preferred that. But the effort that he put into cheating on Trisha, girl, I was yelling at the TV, girl, don't believe him. Don't believe him. My poor husband was trying to go to sleep, had to get earplugs. But Rick was pissing me off. Rick was really pissing me off because why are you this way? Why are you this way? I don't know what his name is. Like, I wonder if Rick is his full name. Welcome in, James. I'm starting with Rick and Trisha. I'm saving the
good stuff for last. Okay.
Yeah, because I cannot with all the between Forrest, Sheena, Lisa, and Daniel. I need to re-enroll in therapy. I'm so serious, y'all. I'm so serious. But yeah, Rick and Trisha, she tries to forgive him. She kind of moves like a 25-year-old though, because you know you don't like him. You know that him cheating on you is an entire turnoff. And the other thing, girl, why are you trying to forgive a ninja who cheated on you, who's older than your daddy? He is older than her dad. That's embarrassing. That's a different type. So it's not just the effort, y'all, that Rick put into cheating, like the visa, the plane ticket, the spending the room, the playing house. Like, you're older than my father, and this is how you're behaving. I just cannot with Rick and them. But her dumb ass makes a bet talking about, because they were watching these people doing, it looked like some sort of slap fighting, hand-to-hand combat of some sort. And he's thinking they're having a good day. She makes a bet. She's like, okay, if this guy wins, we get to have sex. If this guy wins, we don't get to have sex. Why would you bet like that and even play like that if you're so disgusted by being cheated on, Trisha? But she loses and she gets in the car. And we pretty much, the last we see is her in the car saying, he ain't getting none tonight. I agree with that. But why would you even
entertain that?
Like, if my man just cheated on me, trust and believe, you would have been watching them Negroes slap fight on your own. I would have been on the first plane out of Madagascar. Didn't matter where it was going. But I don't know. That's me. I couldn't deal with that. How you feel about Rick and Trisha?
I see why they ended things. I do. To me, he's too immature and petty. And she's too passive aggressive. So they were never going to work in its entirety anyway. And plus, they were on totally two different paths. He's already lived two of the lives of her already. So I feel like that was already a given. And men, I don't understand why you do that. Someone who has not lived life at the capacity that you have lived life is going to have different expectations in life. So for you to sit up there, Rick, put all this manipulation on her, knowing what you're doing, and then when she doesn't take the bait or bite into it, then you want to start to, get emotional and crying and all this and that. I was so over them. I really was. I was over them. I'm like, get them off my screen.
They could have gave us this, because I was saying before you got here, they've been gone for like the last 4 or 5 episodes. Like, right. We have not seen them since before the holiday break, y'all. And I was about to say it's February, it's March. like we last saw them when they took a break before Christmas and New Year's. Like, now they come back and it's like, okay, you cheated on her. We know in real time, because of what they're exposing online, that they're not together. So as I keep seeing in the comments, for the day 1 90 Day Fiance fans, this is an all-time low for TLC. The Mary documentary was evidence piece of one that TLC was not on their P's and Q's. But my God, Shani said he would have been slapping himself by himself. Right.
I'm trying to tell you.
She's like, but I am in love, girl.
I don't think,
love or not, if you cheat on me, I'm gonna at least knock you upside your head. Something like.
I mean, I just think she just doesn't. It's a lot to compartmentalize, because one, you're on TV, and then 2, you're trying to make a relationship that, to your knowledge, has been a faithful one, and one you've been anticipating for quite some time. So I get the whole drawback of like not having an immediate reaction of anger, but just hurt. I totally get that, because anybody would. But at the same time, I'm gonna need. But then also she's young, so I don't think they learn really to do this, to compartmentalize. Okay, yeah, I love him. Yeah, I'm trying to make this TV show work and everything, but fuck all that. You're not going to disrespect me and embarrass me on TV just because your assumptions thought because I disappeared when I told your ass I was working and could not be available to you. I told your ass, and instead of you just trusting that and moving on, you wanted to go to the deep end and go and mess with somebody else, your baby mama at that. And I have questions about this baby mama that I'm not gonna get an answer. Because where is this baby?
True.
Is this your oldest child's mama? Is this where is this baby?
To my young women, I know people like always have an opinion on dating someone too much older than you, but I think if you are gonna date an older man, Trisha, baby, you should have just went for somebody over 65. Okay, somebody over 65 for the most part ain't moving like Rick and probably has a lot more money. Rick is only profitable during tax time because
Tax
he's
time,
selling
yeah.
weave in Compton and Watts. So, and he probably got a good deal. I need to find him. But you know, don't date that in between. If you like 42 to 60 and you got kids that are under the age of 5, you a red flag. I feel like Rick was a red flag and Trisha ignored it, but they didn't. We gonna move on because they weren't even in the episode like that, and I don't understand what the hell TLC is doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to see no more people cheating on people and then getting down on your knees like, but I think we could work through it. Of course you think that. You weren't cheated on. Lord. Oh, people are stupid. Now, Aviva, speaking of stupid, Aviva and Stig is who I'm deciding to talk about next. I'm talking about these people out of order, y'all, because my husband watched this episode with me last night. We had to pause the television. We laughed to actual tears between Lisa and Daniel and Forrest and Sheena. So I said, let me save them for last because I'm going to be fighting for my life on the internet today. But Aviva and Sting, Aunt Spring in her ponytail, and her friend Corinne, they all meet up to have drinks. And Aviva she keep ordering the same drink. And I'm like, girl, you're not going to order nothing different? A mojito, Aviva, extra strong?
It gives me Belvedere, club soda, 3 lemons, squeeze carcass or whatever that shit is.
I hate when she carcass out. Why are you doing the hand motion to them? Leave
Right.
them alone. But they all meet up. Aviva, everyone's separate from Stig, and we see Stig is nervous that she's going to meet up with this lady who just confronted him about his shenanigans. He don't want her to meet up, but he can't do much. So she goes, and the friend gets there, and I don't know if this was bad editing or if somebody is lying. I do think that Stig is a womanizer. I do not think that Stig is a guy who is faithful. I do not think he takes Aviva seriously, and I think that's why he continues to deal with her, because he knows he can get away with stuff with her, because she keeps showing him that he can get away with stuff with her. But I don't think that this young lady from the photo is really dealing with him the way that she is saying. I don't believe that she was ever on the phone. Now, the girl Corinne was like, I could call my friend. I think it's weird if you grew up with someone that you're hanging out with the girlfriend of your childhood best friend's boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
That's weird. If anything, you wouldn't be so friendly with Aunt Spring and Aviva. So that makes me question Corinne and the friend in the storyline. I'm sure Stig did something, but I feel like TLC maybe wasn't able to catch it on camera, so they made up this foolery. That's what I feel like, because Stig just gives that, and he is an artist, and musicians, they can look like Flavor Flav and catch all the coochie in the world. Okay? Flavor Flav got how many women to sign up and sleep with him on television? So if he can do it, anybody can. So I'm sure the Stig has no problem getting bitches. Jay-Z looks like a fish and he landed Beyonce. Okay? You ain't got to be cute. You just got to have a little bit of talent. But Stig, she doesn't put the phone on speakerphone, which I thought was weird, James. I don't know if you thought that was weird.
Yes, it was weird. Because I was like, put it on speaker so I can hear it. Put it on speaker. As if she can hear me.
It works if you calling somebody on Snapchat, WhatsApp, the little text me apps, the fake apps, your regular phone, an Android, an Obama phone. Speakerphone works. So I'm looking at the girl like, how can you show text, but you can't show speakerphone? But she does show some text from the friend, and the texts weren't even much. It was just like how I texted James at the airport. Like, you knew that he may have met up with this girl, but you're not really proving much. You're not really proving much. People confirm things through text. So I'm like, all of this is a mess. Go ahead, James.
Here's my thing, because I do agree. I think there is something fishy going on when it comes to this whole story, the friend. Because yeah, why you didn't put her on speaker? Why haven't she come on camera? What is her situation? I need to know more details before I can fully say that this man really was messing around with this lady. I just don't 100% believe it. Now, does that exonerate him? No, because I believe where there's more, there's one, there's others. And we'll get to a little scene later on in this, dialogue with his segment and her segment that makes me think, oh yeah, there's definitely more.
Oh yeah. So we gonna get right to it because I saw you were, what do they say? What my granny say? Just bursting to speak. Let that baby speak. But they go to meet with Stig's daddy after the whole meeting. Aviva's a little off, but she's always off and gets over it. So I'm not even gonna comment on her little moods. These fucking Phoenix women. I'm gonna check the water. It might be a Flint situation going on the way these women act on TV. And you know what's funny? I'm not even gonna say it's all Phoenix women. It's the colorless women running around Phoenix.
It's the black ones. It's the black ones too.
See the one time I saw a young lady on television from Phoenix who did not put up with the foolery from a man was Kaylee from Love During Lockup, the season before this one that you were covering. It was another throuple situation. She found out he was playing with her, and she was so done. Did not look back. Now she done lost weight, revenge body, doing her, had her own business. But she was half black. I said, look at God. Look at the ancestors.
Won't he do it? Yeah, won't he do it? Won't he do it? Because Lord Jesus, you
clear
don't have no hope in them whatsoever. Oh,
I don't know what's going on with the colorless out there. I'm telling you, they need sunscreen more than we do. And it could be something impacting them out there. It just might be. But I'm gonna behave. I'm gonna behave. My husband gave me
it's the truth. Shit, what the hell? No, tell the truth, shame the devil. No. Let's not do that. No, that's exactly correct.
It's gotta be that because it's chemicals and everything. I'm telling y'all. But Aviva meets with Stig's dad. Stig, your daddy looking better than you.
Okay, I was like, that's your daddy.
That's your daddy.
Ooh. Right. Y'all know I love me. Y'all know I love me a tall, bald headed man. I do. So
black men aging when they choose to go bald is a beautiful thing.
It really is.
It really works. I love it. But Stig's dad, I said, hey, dad. handsome. I was looking like on Spring. Get up off his ass and see if the daddy is single. Who's to say your Belizean king? He may have been someone else, because I have a feeling on Spring was married to a young whippersnapper. I just feel like she was married to somebody.
He looked older from the picture.
Mm.
He looked older. No, he looked older than the picture. I don't think he was young. He may be younger than her, because I don't know how old Unspring is. But no, he seemed that he was older than 40. I'll give her that.
We'll give her that. I like Unspring and her ponytail though so far, because she's fair.
I'm sick of that ponytail. I want to set it on fire. I do. Move. It does not move. It does not match. It is very tacky, and I'm
got
just like
yellowish tint to the ponytail.
I almost want to say you trying to offend black people when you do that. I'm trying to tell y'all. I'm sorry. Unspring don't mean no harm, and I do like her. I do. But
Unspring gives me, from when I came to visit James in Phoenix, my husband goes to a college out there. Unspring is giving me in that neighborhood leading up to the college. Mind you, my husband's at a private Christian university, one of the best schools in the country. And James said, "Oh yeah, this the hood.
It's the hood." Oh, yeah, and I took a detour and drove in the hood.
I feel like Unspring goes to the beauty supply in that hood, and she got some friends that she see in that hood, and then she goes to GCU for lunch, so that she could feel
there's a big ass beauty supply right in that shopping center. So yes, that's exactly where it is. Yes.
I said, why they always put the good schools in the hood? Like, it's that way out here too. Like, UC Berkeley don't walk around at night. SF State, be cool. Be cool, because Double Rock just across the hill. Like, why are all the nicest schools in a bad area except for Stanford?
Right.
Over there.
Yeah.
But anywho, Spring is talking to the dad, and everything's going well in the beginning. But then Spring aired out Stig in a way that I didn't know somebody could, and she did it in a dignified and ladylike way. And the dad is in disbelief. Not only is Stig's daddy fine, but he obviously doesn't like that his son be womanizing on these women. I just want to know if the man is single. I got single friends. Me and Mr. Vest are itching to double date, okay? I need to know if he's single, what direction he dates. I need to know all of it, okay? Because he was like, oh, Stig. And he said to the camera that his son gets around with the ladies.
Yeah.
He said he literally used the words, his son's dating life is drama. He said it's drama. Now, it's one thing to be a player and have a bunch of bitches and have coochie on call. That's one thing. Keep it P. I'm not mad at you. If you got the game, do it. But it's another thing when you just swinging your man part wherever the wind blow and whichever general direction you feel like going in. And then you telling all of these girls, what would they call it? Like boyfriend pimping. You making everybody feel like they your wife, like they more important. And you just want to sleep with these girls, Stig, and get high. Because Aviva looked high. I don't care what she said on the internet. Girl, we know you was high this whole season, smoking weed. The girl's eyes ain't open. Why do you have sunglasses on and you squinting and you outside? Put your sunglasses on your face, Aviva. What's wrong with her? But the dad is appalled at Stig's behavior, but not surprised. He's surprised that he's even meeting Aviva because his son always has problems. And the dad has no faith that his son wants to settle down or is really ready to settle down. It sounds like he don't know if Stig will ever settle down, is what I got. I don't know if you got that, James, but...
Oh, I definitely got that. But then it makes me wonder, okay, well, then here's the thing. And this is where Aviva's ass is really, because the way he was looking, it looked like he knew his son was full of shit. Yep. He kept giving him this stare like, I know you full of shit. But I'm getting mad at Stig. That is why you not saying nothing. These people are flying way out their way, offer this to potentially be the atmosphere of his life, and you know it, and you're not saying anything. Because I would at least at the general purpose saying, could it be a possibility? Because these people are flying from clear across another country to be here with you. Is there any possibility? And then sure enough, and I'm sure you're finna get there. Go ahead. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Child. I mean, Aviva, she forgives him, which is crazy. In the end of this, that's all I wrote. They discussed the girl that was allegedly a problem. He swears it's a fan. I don't think it's a fan. His dad doesn't think it's a fan. Spring doesn't think it's a fan. None of us think she's a fan. But Aviva pretty much is like, well, I'm just going to take your word for it. Huh?
That's why we're talking about women in Phoenix.
Like, I was so confused. I was like, wait, that's it? We will not surrender. That's me watching the TV. Like, what? What? If I catch my man in some shit like that, I'm calling the phone number. I need to talk to the girl. I would have had her address and been up there already. Like,
that's because you have common sense. Aviva doesn't.
God.
And then, is this all you have for them? Because there was something he said in the confessional I thought was golden.
Yeah, that's all I had. Go ahead.
So he said that I do have another situation that I did like right after me and Aviva had got serious. So she don't know about that situation. And I'm just like, okay.
What else don't she know? Sir?
What else don't she know? No, because to me, it's given there couldn't be much worse other than maybe you got a baby on the way. That's the only other thing that it could be much worse. So to me, it's like, okay, well, then this gives validity to the lady that just said that she's questioning. You just don't realize. See, the problem with Stig is he's not smart. He just isn't. If you realistically were keeping this secret from her all this time, you might as well have just took this to your grave because she already is like, okay, well, we can move past it. Now she finna see this on national TV and go, but this is what Aviva get because she's not smart. That's why I said she's not smart.
It's a shame. She's a pretty girl.
Very pretty.
She's not high off the devil's lettuce. as Shani said, common sense just is not always common. If common sense were common, though, I wouldn't have a job and my degree would be entirely useless.
If
Like,
common sense were common, we wouldn't be on TV or we would be on YouTube yelling at these people
yeah.
through the internet. If common sense was common,
It,
we know it is.
it's a shame. But something you brought up, there's a really good point. What is the point in having your father in your life if he is not fathering? Like the point of it, and the same for any parent. If your child, if I do something wrong or that doesn't make sense, my dad, my mom, my parents would tell me. They
Right.
will. They will let me know. They're not going to, beat and lecture me like they would when I was 15 or 10, but they're going to let me know. So it's crazy that Stig's dad just like is looking and saying nothing. But also when his dad did try to talk to him about it, Stig was lying to his daddy. Oh, just a fan, He kept it real general with his dad. So it's giving Stig's dad might be an upstanding gentleman and Stig is a hoe and he don't want his daddy to know that or something. I don't
But
know
his
what.
dad already knows that there's drama that comes with his dating life. So if you know that
Yes,
there's drama, then you
but
should know hoeing as well.
common sense ain't always common. Maybe
True.
that's the
True.
only, because these people don't make sense.
Not at all. Not
They
at
don't
all.
make sense. They don't. Oh my gosh. I appreciate everybody who's in here. I'm happy to see all of y'all. Happy Monday. I hope everybody's Monday went good. I really hope y'all Monday went good. Consider liking the video if you want. You don't have to. If you're not subscribed, welcome in. If you are subscribed, welcome back. We appreciate you. And shout out to the replay gang. Who we gonna go over next, James? Who should I do?
Let's see. Who do we have left?
We
We
got
have you know what? Our
Elise
new
and
girl, Elise.
Joshua.
Go to Elise and Joshua. Yeah, let's
They
go to Elise
weren't
and
too
Joshua.
problematic, but they were very problematic and enough for a conversation. Now,
Right.
she's prepping to go to Australia. I did not know because I've never gone to Australia. The spider videos and the kangaroo videos that I have seen, even prior to AI existing, it's never been a place I've desired to go. Unless I'm going to P. Sherman 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney. Shout out Finding Nemo. Other than that, I don't have any desire to go to, what is it, the Outback, the Great.
Oh, I'm not going to. After seeing the movie Wolf Creek, I will never go to the Outbacks. I will never go outside of Sydney, Australia, the city that almost to me resembled like what city does that resemble to me? I want to say it resembles Chicago, but I could be wrong.
A little bit.
It did. Like it resembled. I was like, I'm not leaving out that city, and I'm staying right next to the airport because I didn't see no color folk. So when I don't see no color folk, because in England you can go and you'll see color folk.
That's true.
Hell, even in Japan, you can go and you gonna see some color folk. Dubai, you gonna see some black people because that's where the ones that got money. That's where they're going. Especially the more conservative, ignorant ones. Yes, that's exactly where they're going.
Conservative and ignorant is crazy.
No, you know the ones that don't like my
this
kind.
Part. No, this Shani is why I don't want to go to Australia. They got spiders the size of small dogs.
That too, yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
From that, they have some of the most beautiful beaches in the world, but the shit that's in their water is nowhere else in the world, and it will fuck you up. I'm sorry, we 28 minutes in.
Little parasites and
little ass. You be thinking,
yes.
a piece of seaweed touch me. Next thing you know,
it's sucking on your ass, and you like, what the hell?
And your husband's rushing you to the
hospital. ER, yep.
The eulogies being prepared.
But then to charge you $3,000 to take the shit out.
Right. No, that's the one place. Hell, I'm going to Bali in a few months, and I'm scared. I don't know why, but I'm scared. But honestly, all the airports I'll be in will be okay. And they all have ramens and those little sleep pods. So I'm very excited about that. Don't judge me. But Elise and Joshua, she's going to Australia. You have to have your visa paid for ahead of time. A lot of places, you just need it once you're off the plane.
Mm-hmm.
Australia, you cannot board a plane to go to Australia unless you have your pre-approved visa. Elise did her visa, but there was an issue. It looks like it took her a very long time, but she was still able to make her flight. I guess that's why they tell you for international flights, get there 3 hours ahead of time. And why does she have so many bags? She's only going to be out there for a couple weeks.
A couple weeks, yeah.
If it takes that much to make me look pretty,
Well,
That's a
once
lot.
again, everything about her is questionable. So
That's true. That's
you
true.
know, we got to kind of look at this from a different point of lens. Like everything about her is questionable from that age to that makeup to them looks. I cannot.
I still can't believe this lady is 32 because she looks at least 42.
Yeah.
And that's okay. That's okay. God bless melanin. But she is worried going to Australia. Eventually she figures it out. She put her first name in the space of her last name and vice versa for her name, and it wasn't connecting with the passport. So that's why she wasn't authorized, but they figured it out and fixed it. I didn't understand why she went through the airport in exercise gear with her body half exposed. I don't want my body touching the seat that who knows how many people have touched. But,
Right.
okay, Elise, she got to look good. Do you, boo? But we learn some more about Joshua. He sells boats. I guess he's a boat salesman, the same way a car salesman would be,
Mhm.
or was. TBD, to be determined. We don't know because he got in trouble at work because he took one of the boats he was supposed to be selling for a boat ride, on a joy ride in a boat, basically, and he crashed the boat. And so he may lose his job. And he doesn't. So we think that Joshua lives with his parents, but Joshua has some other stuff going on. Now, at first, I was like, he seemed excited. Like, I do think he actually likes her and is genuine in that, but I didn't like the frat boy vibes that came with him and his friend. And I would be irritated if the first time we're meeting, you have your friend there who's also going to be living with us, who's also like, he couldn't wait. The Melbourne Cup couldn't wait. And if you know about the Melbourne Cup, Joshua, why wouldn't you tell Elise about it, being that you're in a relationship? If I'm excited about something, I tell my partner. My spouse is constantly telling me about battle raps I could give a fuck about. Like, I mean, is that not what you do with your partner? Even though we know that we may have a different interest from them, we still tell them about something that excites us and they commit it to memory and know.
Absolutely.
So it's strange that he wouldn't say nothing about the Melbourne Cup and just stuck it on her at the last minute. Didn't understand why they have to wear suits to it. I didn't understand why his friend in their rental, which was very nice, by the way. Why did your friend put a picture of himself above the bed you're going to be sleeping in with this woman? Like, I get that it's funny, but like, let's be adults for a moment. I'm starting to see why your friend was able to rent something with you, Joshua. But we learned that he don't live with his mama and his daddy, and his mama and his pappy. He lives with a friend that's named Nat, a female friend. And it sounds like he's been having problems dating women in Australia because they're uncomfortable with their boyfriend living with another woman. And he is kind of painting it. At first, I was like, okay, that makes sense. But then he started to paint it as like, oh, Australian women are jealous. You think American women are worse? We are. We are. American women are highly possessive. I think women all over the world, regardless of culture, are pretty possessive. Unless you in one of them places, no shade, like Iran or them countries where women's rights is questionable. We're very possessive, probably more possessive than men. So I wouldn't feel comfortable if my man's only roommate was a female and she's letting him live there for free. Do you think that Joshua is living with Nat for free?
Oh no, everything has a price, especially room and board. So if he's not paying a currency or cash, he is definitely paying in other specimens of choice.
What James is trying to say is he's either knocking the Mario or Sonic coins up out of Nat's coochie.
Unless Nat got a man and doing the same thing, and even then, that actually would make me raise my suspicion even more. Because my whole thing is, why is you lying about it? Why are you saying you living with your parents when you not? You living with this whole. This is the thing. Um, TLC, whoever's in charge of 90 Day Fiance, can y'all make these people do polygraph tests before they get on this show? Why is everybody lying? Why is everybody lying?
Literally this season, people have lied. We done found
Everybody.
evidence on the internet that storylines is fake. It's too much. I'm cracking up at Shanny. She's standing by Mr. Oh So Best. She said, and he supports you by listening to housewives he don't care about. Damn. She just knew. Oh Lord. I'm cracking up because he sure don't care. He'd be like, these bitches are hella old and they just arguing. But he does enjoy Phaedra Parks a lot. Oddly. Loves Phaedra.
It is odd.
You know, I think it's...
I don't have a problem with Phaedra. Here's the thing. I understand. Phaedra's like Dr. Heavenly for me. I understand why. I do. I understand why. And people don't understand. This is a business. If I was in charge of a network, trust me, Dr. Heavenly wouldn't go no fucking where. Phaedra wouldn't go no fucking where. I understand having them in, and I would have kept Phaedra's ass on Married to Medicine, where they was pressing the fuck out of her, told her, you can't get out this contract unless you pay me out. That's how I would do it. But I'm different from most people. I get it. Like people should have options and choices to work wherever they want to work. But for me, I understand keeping Dr. Heavenly. Y'all catch my live after this.
I understand it too. In the words of Smokey from Friday, I'll knock the dust off that pussy.
That's what Josh over there doing. I'm telling you, Josh.
That's what he's doing.
Josh ain't faithful. No. You can't give me not one. So is it 1 bedroom or 2, Josh? Because you keeping a lot of information.
Now we got questions, and these are valid questions because you're not going to say some stuff like that. Because I've always had male friends that I was like super close with. I would no. We ain't rooming together. Now, if he was rooming with her and some other people, fine. But it's just you and Nat? No. And he hasn't told her about that. He's lied about it. If you make the choice to lie, that means something that what you're doing that's related to the truth, you know in your heart of hearts is wrong. And that is why you did not tell her. Because if it was truly harmless and it was truly just a roommate relationship, you would have told her about it.
Exactly.
It wouldn't have been a problem. When you lie, you lying for a reason. You lying for a reason. And I don't understand these women that come from good backgrounds like her who have money, and you want to go and date a broke nigga all the way across in the down under in Australia. Like, girl, you could have done better. Now she comes through the airport. She's panicking. She sees the friend. They say their hellos. Everything was sweet. But she had to find out through social media his friend was there. He couldn't even text her. It's like, oh, hey, babe, I'm standing in arrivals. Are you going to tell her you're standing in arrivals with a guy who insisted on sitting in the front seat? My husband would have made his ass go to the back seat so I could have sat next to him. But I'm going to digress there. She sees him and is told immediately that they want to go to the Melbourne Cup. She just got off of a 30-hour flight, has not washed her ass in 30 hours. And they're like, let's open your suitcases up on the airport floor and you change into a dress. The friend pissed me off too because he was like, I'm sure in all of these bags you brought, you got some extra clothes. Who is you and why are you here? Why is you here? You like, they irritated me, the friend, but she was a trooper. She changed clothes and went off with him to the Melbourne Cup, and we're going to see more of how they do in the next episode. But how did you feel about these people? Because I didn't like the friend.
No, I don't like him either. I feel like, why are you here? Unless this is a 2-for-1 special and y'all finna do it together, double penetration style. I don't understand why you're here.
Oh my.
I don't understand why you're here. To me, you could have just lent him the money to rent that space out and then just went about your way and then maybe visit on a Sunday for Sunday dinner. You didn't have to be there with them. I'm telling you, it's given 2-for-1 special. It really is. It's given 2-for-1 special. I don't understand why, because the friend is weird. Where is your woman?
He ain't got one. He had the room. That's why I say the friend that was able and needed to have a roommate at that time as well. I don't think he got it together either. And I'd like to ask Josh, if you had a male friend that was able to get a rental with you, why can't you get with this male friend and talk to him about renting a room with him, renting a space with him? But instead, you want to go live with Nat. If your parents are available in Australia for you to live with, then why are you living with Nat? There's a lot of BS that I think is going to come out.
I mean, for real, if I didn't know any better, I would say they'd have been one of them gay couples that can't really have sex with each other. So they go and have sex with women and then come back home. I knew a couple like that. That's why I'm saying that.
That's
Phoenix has a lot of
crazy.
Phoenix have a lot of crazy. There's some men who can't really let go of women, but still are committed to the It's the weirdest shit I've ever seen. But yeah, that's what they give me. They
And
give
then
me
men
that they're
wonder
a
why
couple.
women act the way we act because
Absolutely.
that y'all wonder why we act the way we act. Lord
Hmm.
help us. Let me see what Shetty says. She said, "What I got in my bag is none of your damn business. I'm not here to see you or hang out with you." That'd be me. Like now with my anybody my husband makes friends with, I just kind of look at them. Like I just look in their general direction. Sometimes I smile if you tell me to. That's it. I
No, there wouldn't have been
people
no
be
smile.
weird.
I probably would have turned around and booked another 30-hour flight and got my ass back home. Because you playing with me at this point. I didn't come all this way to see you and your goofy little friend over there holding hands in the airport. I didn't come here for that. I came here to get to know you and hopefully be with you. And you sitting over here playing in my face, lying about shit. I can't wait till she find out about them lies. I want to see how she handles it. I really do.
I do too, especially since she just got scammed too by the last one. But we'll see.
Right.
We'll see.
$500,000.
She thinking, oh, I feel like she's thinking, oh, it's Australia. They clear like me. They speak English. I'm good. That's genuinely what I feel like this girl is thinking because she doesn't make any sense.
Girl, they
But
scam everywhere in the world. They
they
just look different.
exactly.
They just look different every which way.
But she
Because
don't.
this is the biggest scam I've ever seen. Because this is obvious scam. This is like, girl,
A rental. He don't even want you to see where he really lives. If I
right?
fly across the world, I need to see where you live. But okay. All right, Elise. She do look 42. Maybe something wrong. Forrest and Sheena, we're gonna get into next. Now, Molly just went the hell off on them. Molly, that's my girl. Okay. Molly's a little weird, and she says some stuff that she shouldn't say, but that's my girl. I fuck with Molly the long way, not the short way. Okay, y'all. Now in the beginning, I was bothered. I was bothered I was bothered by Molly, but I'm starting to get Molly, and I'm also starting to see how manipulative her son is. Just remember, people with autism, they process differently and express their emotions differently, but they are just like any other person, also to a certain extent, especially when you're high functioning like Forrest. You can be autistic and be manipulative. You can be autistic and be condescending. You can be autistic and be abusive. You can be all of that. I'm just saying, if Forrest gives that, um, Shanny said, wait, time out. I'm not leaving. Go ahead, your little game. I'm going to find me a hotel, get on the beach, get nice and dark and sexy. I love it. I love the beach. It's the one place I can go and do nothing and feel great. Unless I'm at Alameda Beach. Then I got to watch my back. But Forrest is trying to explain to his mom the reason that Sheena lies. Because Molly is like, okay, Forrest, if you feel this way about this woman, you've been complaining to me. Molly has a perspective of you've been coming to me complaining about this girl because you got played by another chick. We have to remember Forrest did this with another girl in Indonesia not long ago when this was not being filmed. And so Molly has been through this with him before. And she's like, she's going to keep lying to you. At least make her prove herself. And Sheena looks mad because Sheena, something about Sheena is shady as hell.
Yep.
Now, we know they're lying about their storyline, but I've seen reports of Forrest being a menace, people having to call the police on him, jobs having to fire him, and then him still showing up to work. The way that he acts on this show just gives me someone who thinks he's better than everyone else, including his mother, which disgusts me. And then Sheena, her family seems shady. At first, I thought it was cool, but it's like, why would you lie about having money? And then your dad telling you that you still need to give money while saying publicly that he don't want your money is shady. And then you still haven't told Forrest about that. Then you claim you lied because you had a bad relationship. Let me tell you something, you big bitch. You better figure it the fuck out, Sheena. Because you got me and Molly and everybody fucked up with your big old round ass. And I'm sick of it. I am sick of it. She be acting real slow. Do y'all understand that only 40% of the world is able to be bilingual? The fact that this lady can speak 2 languages fluently, she's highly intelligent. She knows what the fuck is what.
Yep.
But I'm curious as to what it is that Sheena is lying about. What do they intend to do with Forrest? In some ways, I get where Molly's coming from, and I'm concerned for Forrest because Sheena has told some crazy lies, continues to lie, And Forrest and them don't even know she's still lying. Molly could smell it though. But she tells lies, continues to lie. And then you have to kind of wonder, like, well, the things you're lying about, it doesn't make sense. So you have some type of a plan. There's an end goal.
Yep.
I'm not saying she doesn't care for Forrest, but I feel like she wants control of him. And that part is weird. She even said to Molly, she was like, no, Mom, I'm going to speak for him. If I say to my mother-in-law, if I say to Kathy Herbert, I'm going to speak for your son right now. No, you don't need to talk to him. She'd probably bite my finger off or something. I could hear Kathy now. I carried him for 9 months. We prayed over my son. You wouldn't have him if I didn't carry. Why would you even say that to your mother-in-law? Most people want to be well liked and respected by the parents of their spouse, and Sheena just don't seem to care. And she uses these, I was hollering when Molly said to her, oh, Forrest, what's she going to do? She's going to come to you and I humbly apologize. I hollered. I hollered because the shade, somebody called Molly and put her on the Housewives of Beverly Hills. Go put her on the Housewives. Get her a good makeup artist so we can get them eyebrows filled in. That's all she needs because Molly is quick.
She quick on her feet, baby. She had me hollering. What I tell you, I was dying because Molly was not here for the bullshit. Shout out to Stanley and Lynette. She was not. I'm telling y'all, she was not here for this.
Girl's more full of shit than a Christmas goose, Forrest. I said, not a Christmas goose. Molly.
And it was she trying to, but she said, I'm not trying to talk to you.
Let me tell
that's
y'all,
right.
I love me some Molly, and nobody can make me not love her just for that, because Molly kept her foot on Sheena's neck. And I think what Molly's doing is smart. And she did eventually stand down. She tried to tell Forrest stuff. And in my opinion, it's like Forrest needs to get a job.
Yep.
But instead, he tells his mama, you need to accept the proposal or you're not allowed in our life. Sheena's parents are lying and allegedly taking her money, Forrest. And she never said that to them. But she got you to say that to your parent. The person that you love will never try to drive a wedge between you and your family.
Exactly.
In fact, they'll try and prevent it. They'll try and prevent it. Anytime my husband's gotten mad at his mama and wasn't speaking to him, he used to get mad at me. I'd be like, you need to call your motherfucking mom. Like, whatever method works, you could find a nicer way. But like, if you love someone, you should encourage them to be around the people that love them, especially if the people that love them, even if they cause them trauma in the past, if they're not causing them trauma in the now, encourage it. Why would you not want them around them? So I don't understand that part of Sheena, but Molly says that she's not going to keep going through this and tells Forrest, like, don't come to me with your problems anymore. And he was like, oh, don't worry, I won't. I said, only white people can talk to their parents like that. I said what I said. Because he was snapping at his mom like you didn't put her in the business. Y'all got to understand, if you don't want your opinions of your family and your relationship, then don't fucking tell them everything about your relationship. Forrest done told the mama about bank accounts, money, lies, family. He brought her across the world because he wasn't even confident to meet Sheena on his own, just to turn his back on her. Because Sheena said she had a bad relationship. And I live for Molly because Molly's response to everything, we all have gone through stuff. We've all had bad relationships and abuse. That doesn't mean you just lie. That doesn't make sense. And if you look at Sheena's face when Molly said that, she went. She knew. But eventually they make peace. Forrest is like, well, you can be in our lives. And Molly was like, well, who says that's gonna happen? I don't blame her. She was pretty pissed off. She feels like she's lost her son. I don't know. Forrest gives me a big ass Karen. He does. He gives me Karen. And Sheena playing the victim makes me think that she's going to convince Forrest to do something shady with his income, maybe. I don't know why I feel that way, but I don't trust Sheena or her family. So that's my opinion. How do you feel about these people?
I feel one of two ways. I feel like to me, this is what Forrest gets. So whatever you want to make grown ass adult decisions by being stupid, then you can go ahead and get the stupid consequence that whatever comes with this is what you need to get. But the thing about it is the fact that this lady has lied and y'all have caught her lie after lie after lie, and the fact that she can manipulate them with them tears and shit, and you are sitting there just, oh well, it's okay. We're gonna be together forever, and I love you, my Sheen. No, I'm sorry. I'm with Molly on this one. You need to stop. Because the moment some little girl give you some bit of attention, now
Mhm.
you all googly eyes and all. And Molly, part of this is your fault. If your ass wouldn't have been up in there with them in them porn shops and shit with his ass, and actually, making him understand the value of women that could just be around the corner and around the block, and getting him a woman here, if you want to be this fucking involved, instead of him going waiting across the country getting scammed by every woman left and right, he wouldn't be going through this. So part of this is Molly.
Yeah,
It
Molly's
is.
definitely responsible for a lot of it, but I think she's connecting that she got to let go too late. But I did holler when after they walked away, Molly cried and she looked at her husband. She said, "Now I'm pulling a Sheena." I said, "We the fans." Well, at least the fans here on the Miss Best Reviews channel, I'm on Molly's side. I did not like Molly at the beginning of the season, but
No.
what I see is a mother who gave birth to a special needs child that worries for him because she's watched him make decisions. She jumped in and she did too much, but she has to realize she's not going to live forever. Let Forrest do what Forrest does. I think Forrest understands right from wrong. Autism doesn't stop you from understanding right from wrong. And that's all you can really do as a parent, whether your kids is special needs, not special needs, adults, kids. All you can do is teach them right from wrong. It's up to them to choose to acknowledge their moral compass or to ignore it.
Very
That's all
true.
you can do.
Very
Why you
true.
think the birds just kick them out the nest? Either you're gonna fly or your life is over
Yeah,
because
your life is over. Yep. Yeah,
they
you
can't
got
help you.
you got 4 days
Right.
to
Figure it
learn
the
how to
fuck
use
out.
your wings, and if you don't know how to use them, then oh well, splat.
Right. And look,
Because
James said they got 4 days. Forrest, Molly done gave you 32 years. She's still up
mm-hmm.
his ass. Like, girl. But that's all that happened with them. They too much. They just, you know what it is? Molly's making the show. Forrest and Sheena are both corny as fuck, boring to watch, and liars. And
Yep.
I hope they get called out at the tell-all, which is the reunion for 90 Day. I hope that they get called out for this storyline being BS because it's all over the internet. Pictures time stepped from them from years and years ago,
Yep.
which is crazy. Now let's get to the meat and potatoes, as James would call it, which is Lisa and Daniel.
The stars of the show for me. I'm sorry, they are the stars of the show.
I
They what I think it can't get any better. They pull something up out their ass and give me a show. Like,
Lisa and
oh my god.
Daniel, y'all are the hot mess express.
Yes.
I just let me get through I have so much to do, but these people did a lot. So we start the episode beneath the depths of hell. And the reason is because Lisa is in absolute shambles. And I saw clips of this online, but when it played, I was like, okay, this can't be where it starts. She's making the bed, she's moving around. If y'all pay attention to Lisa and Daniel's hotel room the whole time that they've been on this show, it has been a mess. The wig is laid out, there's stuff on the floor. It's been a mess. Today, it was the cleanest I'd ever seen that hotel. Turns out she pooped herself in her sleep. And 90 Day, I'm cracking up at the memes. People are putting a meme around with Daniel saying, give him a green card. She pooped on him. Lisa took a big deuce on Daniel. And, I was okay at first. I was just watching. Me and my husband were like, even the cat was like, what's happening? Because we were in disbelief. And producers let us know that she pooped all over Daniel. Well, first he said, yes, she pooped on me. Yes. And I said, oh, when an African's eyes get real wide like that, he has experienced trauma that he will live with. And it's not like he got pooped on by Halle Berry. He got pooped on by Lisa. She who has wig sores but is still wearing a wig. She who refused to wash her hair for days because she's in a wig. She pooped on him. And what made it worse is Lisa's commentary. Daniel was actually very respectful. He was like, no, it's okay. I love you. I am committed to you. So I am still going to love you the same. And I'm trying. Fuck. Lisa's like, I've never had to talk about stuff like this. Oh God.
This what I say. It couldn't get any better than
I'm
this.
genuinely struggling, y'all. I'm trying to get it out. I cannot stop laughing, and I snort when I laugh, and I tear. And I'm trying not to do that. Lisa said to the confessional, oh my God, I pooped on him. And it went everywhere. And I felt embarrassed. I was trying to clean it up, but it just kept coming out of me. My God.
Lord have mercy.
It kept coming out of her. I can imagine. I don't want to imagine, but I
would say, no, let's not imagine this at all. Let's
I can imagine a lopsided wig, shit everywhere.
Oh yeah, because she got to wear her wig to sleep.
Her holding her ass, trying to go back and forth to the bathroom, leaving him to clean up the shit that he still got to clean off himself.
No, that would be relationship over for me. I'm sorry.
I mean, that's crazy. Like, I'd rather it pee on me. Fine. If you wet the bed in your sleep, which people can do, fine.
Right.
But that rinses off whatever. Shit is it's the smell of food stays.
That's a different. That's
different. I could not believe it. I didn't need to know that it kept coming out. She gave more detail than he did. And I was hollering because at the end of the whole episode, she was walking in a way that let you know that if she moved too fast,
yep,
I end up right back on that toilet. My God, it hurts. I'm trying. Okay, we gonna get through it. So they go to a cooking class after she has shat all over the place. They go to a cooking class. And you know what was cracking me up? She's talking to him about shitting everywhere, and he's just eating some sort of protein bar, like entirely unaffected. When I tell you the relationship would end because I would not be able to eat again, I have a rule, and Mr. Best can hear me talking right now. If you 65 plus, if you could get AARP and Medicare and you shit everywhere, you're forgiven. You at that age. Okay? But if you under that, absolutely not. No. We're not going to do that. But they go and they make oha soup. I don't care for everything in oha soup. I prefer okra soup. But this is a very, very traditional soup. Daniel has done a good job at showing a lot of what goes on in Nigerian culture, even if it's not entirely present of how they do things as a whole today. He did do good at that. But the soup had all types of stuff in it. I said, Lisa's stomach is tore up. And African food is hard to eat when your stomach is good sometimes.
Right.
Accustomed to the cuisine. So the fact that Lisa's looking at the fermented beans and the dried fish and all of that was funny, but she was a trooper. She makes the food. Daniel, don't ever stick your finger in the food. Just because unless you got the fufu, you don't need to do that. If you're not eating it with the fufu, there's no reason for your finger to be in there. Okay?
I'll say, yeah.
Don't be thinking all Africans eat like that. We don't.
Oh, I know that. Sure. I knew that. I was like, okay, you can eat this with a spoon. You ain't got to.
If I'm sharing something with James and I'd be like, oh.
That's now hers. It's now hers.
Like what?
That's how I feel. That is now hers.
We do that?
No, we don't do that. No.
God, I went to a restaurant with James a couple months ago. Everybody went to wash their hands before they ate.
Right? We was
I said, I'm so glad. In my head, I'm like, this is just one less thing to worry about. But
okay, because I was ordering everything on that menu. So
that restaurant was good. I would go back there. I would go back there. That place was good.
yes.
It was.
I want girl, I've been thinking about them quesadillas ever since, I'm telling you.
That food, the quesadilla, I did taste that was good. And I'm mad because I had just changed doses of my medication and just could not eat. I had just went up a dose and that shit hit me. I almost died in James's apartment, y'all, in the room he's in right now. But he has the soup, gets the food together, and she waits for him to sit down. And I'm like, Lisa, you could have let him enjoy the food. He was so excited the way he dipped that finger in, but she decides that this is the time after she has spent all night shitting to let him know that she is still married. And Daniel says it's a big sin in his culture. It is. In American culture, sometimes in the UK, Australia, like more, I'd say, like super established countries, separation, marriage, dating, people do it. It's frowned upon, but it's something that happens, and, it is what it is. In countries like Nigeria, Uganda, Kenya, Cameroon, it's not, Africans don't be okay with that all the time. They really don't. They value marriage. They value the things. And even in the cultures where they're okay with having multiple wives, all of the wives will know about each other and they'll be committed to just those wives or whatever. So it is a sin in his culture, especially Igbo culture and Eso culture, to be stealing with a married woman. But I don't think it's a sin when you don't know. He was fooled. He was lied to. All he has to do is tell that to the people in his culture, and I'm sure that he will not be banished. And, the Nigerian king we saw is found to be a famous Nigerian actor who has movies on Tubi. I digress. But, I just kind of look at it like y'all scammed each other. Mm-hmm. And I feel like Daniel wanted to say that, but he couldn't. But he just kept saying, oh, my God, I've been sleeping with another man's wife. I'm like, Daniel. And the producer is like, but she's separated. She's been separated legally for 9 years, which is true, but I don't understand why you're legally separated for 9 years and you don't just divorce. So there's definitely more to that story that Lisa's not telling us. And based on the stuff my family's come out with, she's probably lying. Well,
she was lying in her truth serum. So it's like, yes, like this is supposed to be a revealed truth serum and she lying still. It's like
she is still lying. James is correct. This lady,
yes,
she did not tell Daniel that she was married to a woman. She has not told Daniel that she's been with women exclusively for 21 years, which irked me because you got down on your knees, which I know are tired from this trip in Nigeria, Lisa. She's been on her knees every episode, but you got down on your knees to apologize and try to get him to forgive you, but you haven't even given him the full truth. And then you go to the room and you're like, I think I'm going to get another round. So she gets a separate room from him, leaves him in the room that's been shat all over. The least you could have done is gave him the room that hasn't been,
I'm just saying,
defecated all over. Like, what, girl? But she gets a separate room and she calls her daughter Faith. And Faith is looking at her mom like, I told you, because her daughter told her you need to tell him the truth before you get on that plane. And she didn't do it. So then she starts crying. And Faith is like, wait, does he know you was fucking with women? And Lisa's like, he still doesn't know. And she starts sobbing uncontrollably to her child, who we now know she was not there for, who had a very rough upbringing and had to deal with a cajillion stepdaddies and stepmamas. You don't get to cry to her.
No.
You don't get to cry to her. That like, if you have an abusive parent, I dealt with some stuff with my parents. Unfortunately, I had a mom similar to Lisa, except my mom knew not to have us homeless and kept up with housing. Okay, but we constantly had to move, constantly had to deal with different men, constantly had to deal with all this crazy stuff. Don't cry to me when I done told you and you chose to not listen to me again. And you chose to choose somebody before your family, before yourself, before everything. Don't cry to your daughter, Lisa. But
Lisa
James,
Lisa shouldn't have been crying at all. Like, what the fuck are you crying for? Like, you are the one who lied and continuously is still lying. You're the one who is in this predicament when you should have waited until you were legally single so you wouldn't have to do this. And then you're going to tell this man that you're going to be my sixth husband as if you wasn't married to three other women. So, lady, I need you to chill because Daniel has every right to be angry, even though he full of shit his damn self. But at the same time, when you look at the teeter of things, him talking to some heifer in the US trying to get over here is not the same as you being married to a whole nother woman and trying to and being engaged to him. I'm sorry. You trump anything that he could tell me at this point. Daniel could tell me he got 5 kids and a whole nother woman and another. It doesn't matter. Lisa is still married.
mm-hmm. That's
So
what people got to understand, though. Legally separated means separated, but you are not. Your marriage has not been dissolved. You
it
are
has not
still
been
married.
dissolved. You're still married. The separation is so you don't go to jail behind somebody. That's what it originally was for, because it's called spouse abandonment if you just move away and don't do any legal paperwork to bind your marriage until you figure out what the fuck you want to do. That's what separation was for. Now people are just filing it just to, file there and go out there and just be all hot girl summer, hot boy summer and everything. But a legal separation was for you not to be legally responsible and also having to be fined or imprisoned because you abandoned your spouse. That's what it was for. So, it is what it is. I don't really care about Lisa and this whole thing. Now, in my hindsight, is being 2020, do I do because we know they're not together in real time. We know she got a whole nother man now. But I honestly do not think that even still that this was enough for her to be done with Daniel. I still think Daniel was still in this for some reason. I still do. Because his objective is to get here. And as I told you, Daniel, I know you do not watch me, but if you do get YouTube out there, come over to Mrs. Best Reviews. That's best with a 3 in place of the E. You need to find women in Phoenix, Arizona. That is spelled Poenix. There is 5,785,225 and carry the 3 women available for you here. They are not married. Half of them ain't got no children. The other, and some of them got family members that live in other states. You gonna find and you can get them younger, a lot younger that got good jobs that will pay for you to come down here, live well, have a great job, get you a little pickup truck. They'll co-sign for you. I'm telling you, you will live beautiful in Phoenix, Arizona, and you ain't even got to do nothing. Just deliver that good schlong. And I'm telling you, they will pay everything. I didn't see it happen. I know a girl who worked 3 jobs.
You're not gonna become you. I don't even know what to call you at this point. You the regional pimp. He's pimping out everybody in the region. Everybody in Maricopa County. Line these bitches up.
I'm telling you. No, because you ain't got to go through all this.
To connect people to some stupid bitches, because there's some stupid bitches out here in the Bay too. It's a certain type of them too.
He got better odds here. I'm telling you, better odds here because when I'm telling you, if you want them white, black, Hispanic, I'm telling you, they are readily and available. They will take you. You handsome, like you. They will take you. Yes, and you still young enough to give them some babies too. Oh yeah.
Daniel got what he deserved. Lisa got what she deserved. As I keep saying, they scammed all of us and each other. Right. They wanted to be on TV. They on TV. I hope they check last. Lisa keep coming on TV. Her and Daniel doing lives together and goofy. And she says the reason she shat everywhere, y'all, is because she had malaria. But I'd like to remind everybody that to visit Africa, there are a bunch of shots you have to get. How do I know? Look at me. I think you'll figure out how I know. Also,
did she really say that?
Yeah, she did. She went on live and she said that she had malaria and that's why she shat everywhere. But to go to Africa, I remember when my mom went, my sister went, Naima Travels, follow her on YouTube. My dad went, my brother has been. I'm the only family member, me and my other brother, that hasn't been home to Africa. And I'll tell y'all this, they all had to get shots.
Yeah.
in order to leave the country. And one of those shots you have to get is the malaria shot. So, Lisa, did you just skip the shots and they somehow let you through?
I was gonna say no. They would have to either she had a bad reaction to it when she got it and just didn't say anything, or she didn't do it. But no, but she would have because they check it. No, she had a bad reaction to it and she just didn't say anything because she was trying to get. She looked like the type that would have like a side effect of it and just won't say anything. Because that's how I'm looking at her. Because it's weird.
Something's off with them, but I TLC, don't do this again. This is
No.
ridiculous. I thought Colt was bad. Colt and Larissa seasons ago. This is like, I don't even know what to say about this, but I don't want to hear it. I don't want to see it. And then Lisa with that nasty permanent mug she got on her face, like, no. But that is it, you guys, for today's recap of 90 Day Fiance. Before the 90 days, we are 12 episodes in. We're nearing the end. TLC like to have these long ass seasons, so hang in there. I'll be doing before the 90 days. I'll have that video up tomorrow. We don't do those videos in a live, so be sure to look out for it either in the playlist or I'll share it to the channel. The next live I'll do will be
Thursday,
Wednesday.
right?
When does Love and Hip Hop air? Does Love and Hip Hop air on Tuesday?
Oh, it's Atlanta. I'm thinking of Miami. Yeah, Atlanta.
Oh.
So yeah.
Yeah, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, I believe, airs on Tuesday. So we'll be back Wednesday live, and then we'll have Beverly Hills. The boring season that is. And then we'll have Q on JTV and James on Saturday. We are going to head over to James's channel. There's the Potomac Reunion Part 3 and
Married to Medicine.
Both bored me, but both were interesting to talk about.
We got a lot of conversation, y'all, so y'all don't want to miss this. So yes.
Well, I appreciate everybody. I appreciate you, James. I hope y'all like, share, and subscribe. Shout out to the replay gang, and we'll see you next time. Bye.